We are going to run the 405 today, guys. All the pieces are in place. I have experimented with it and it's working great. Today I have some oak logs on the live deck and I put some different diameter logs up there just to see how they go through that perfect split knife. We'll go backwards through the process. This is the Yappa roller cleaner and I have my dump trailer sat underneath it, and I'm finally able to have this thing set broadside because this outfeed can pivot to one side or the other. I don't have to move the trailer. This is the Yappa roller cleaner, and I am still overwhelmed with all of this work I need to do. I have a solution for all of these scraps that come off of it. That will be coming here in a future video. We have the 14-foot outfeed, and of course the star of the show, the Yappa 405, and this has got the perfect split system in it, which is a box wedge. And guys, this is a patented item. Yappa is the only processor allowed to run this type of device. It comes with a 4 and a 6-way perfect split knife. I have the 4-way in, but this is what the 6-way looks like. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The one thing that's cool about this design is that all of the knives are staggered so that the wood isn't hitting them all at the same time. And when the wood goes through it, they're angled so that it separates it, and that keeps it from getting all jammed up. The 405 also has the perfect clean system on it, and the outfeed has a shaker deck, and it clears all of the debris, the sawdust, and the fines out this conveyor to right here. And trust me guys, I have a solution for this to minimize physical activity on my end so that I can capture all these in something I can fork away. That's going to be coming. You know, it's like when this thing got sent here, there's just so many things that I got to do on top of deliveries and production. So I'm eventually going to get there, but give me some time here. Come on this way. On the back side of the machine, this is a Kubota diesel. This is 25 horsepower. It has an external diesel tank and an automotive battery. On the back also, we have a toolbox. This is where the bar and chain oil is kept. And then the back of the machine has a door where this is the side you change your bar and chain on. So down here is the saw motor. And of course the 471 log deck. This is connected to the hydraulics of the machine, and it's in sync with the infeed of the 405. All right guys, we're in the back 40. Everything is back away from the house, and I am standing where the skidway will be. This is where all the logs will be delivered. We couldn't put them here when this road was being built, so all of these logs off to the side are in the wrong spot, and all of these down here as well. So it's up to me now to get all of this cleared out so that when log hauler Jesse comes with the next delivery, he can place them right here. It will be an easy maneuver for the tractor to pick the log up here, put it on the live deck, and then I'm ready to make firewood. The 405 is a lot different than the 365. I have a dashboard. I can start the engine. I can control the RPMs from here. You don't have to go around to the back. The 405 is different from the 365. So this is an offset design. The infeed is offset from the outfeed, and it uses this table which cradles the log until it's ready to be split, because this perfect split works all by itself. And we hold the log up here until this is clear, and then it drops in, and that allows us to cut the next log while this one's being split. I haven't got to that point yet because there are some skills that I have to develop on the way this thing runs. So I will just be taking it nice and easy as we run this machine today and get some of these big oaks split. For instance, guys, this oak, and this is about a 13-incher, I would have never considered putting this in the 365. It would have fit, but it's got like a little bend to it. And man, that is just enough for this to just cause me fits. So I am anxious to see how this thing goes through. I also have a feeling too that these smaller logs, I think the 365 is going to be a lot faster with these, just because of the way that that perfect split knife works. I don't have any documented time trials or anything. You'll just have to take my word for it. But what I have this 405 for, guys, is it gives me more versatility with these big logs. And even if you're putting a big log through like a traditional 8-way knife, you know, you're still left with big pieces that you have to resplit. And I'm tired of resplitting. Problems are solved with this perfect split system, all right? So let's fire up the 405 and let's see it work. Yeah, I forgot the key. I'll be right back. This is a diesel, so we got to let the glow plug heat up. It has computer controls, and we're going to let this boot up too while the engine's warming up. This has counters on it that I can reset, and this is going to calculate how much I make. It calculates the size of the log, and it counts how many times that perfect split cycles, and it uses that to calculate cordage. And this keeps time of how long our run is. So you're going to see the time of day right now, but I'm going to tell you right now that this is going to be a deceiving time for you because we got to do some things when we're filming. So this is going to be unreliable for us, all right? But let's go ahead and get this thing RPM'd up, and let's start making some firewood, guys. When I am feeding the log, I have to lift the hold down arm. I can do that with this joystick. The distance for my logs are set at 16 inches, so when that log hits that stick, it stops right at 16 inches. My joystick controls, this trigger is my saw motor. This trigger is the perfect split system, and it's the same joystick controls. This brings the saw arm down, this advances the log or runs it back. When you need them. Guys, that is huge. That's a big log, and it just ate it right up. I'm digging it. This hold down, this is a new function for me. I keep forgetting to raise it. I didn't have to do this on the 365. Here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to start the perfect split system, and I'm then going to in-feed my next log, and I'm going to cut it, but I'm not going to drop it into the trough while this is still cycling. So this is where the operator has to know what he or she is doing, and right now I am... Crooked log, guys. Let's see how this machine can perform. I think the in-feed is pretty wide. It's a lot wider than the 365, so I would think it would handle a crooked log better. If they get too crooked, they'll get wedged in between here or here and it won't go in. That's just the way it's going to be with smaller processors. I think you need to always spend time with these. I'm never in that big of a hurry. You want to get this position so it's laying right and it hits that wedge square. I also noticed the back of this log, you know, it's cut like on a slight angle, and that's going to make the pusher take it in a little off center. Let's see how it goes. The offcut is done the same way as the 365. This at least has the marks cut into it instead of that tape, but I'm moving it up to the number 4, which is 16 inches. And then I cut, and I'm left with a 16-inch log for splitting. Putting the last log in, if I leave the tray to go down, it falls in wrong. Let's watch. All right. So there is an option on this machine where I can push this blue button and that locks the tray in place. And now when I advance the log, the tray stays up. I push the button again and push the joystick up and it lowers it. So now I don't have to raise the lid to cut this up. Another condition, guys. This log's got a bend in it. It's a pretty big bend, and that is making this log want to come down low into the trough. Well, this table is making the kerf pinch, and it's stopping the saw. And what I can do is, I can lower the table, hit the blue button, and it locks it in the down position. So now this log isn't being pushed up, and I can cut the log all the way through. This last log guy is really crooked. I thought I'd just give it a shot and see how this machine can handle it. And I keep forgetting this part. It'll be a while before I get that hardwired into my brain. I think it did a pretty good job. It had some twist to it, had a knot, went right through it. Okay, for some reason I'm under stress. That was, you know, everything's a little bit different. I don't feel real comfortable with the controls still. And I will say this though, that was a tricky load of logs. That first, you know, that real big oak, I would have never gotten that through the 365. And then these crooked ones, I think, you know, once you run a bad log, a crooked log, or one with a knot or twist to it, once you experience, you know, the way the machine works with it, you know what to do the next time so that you're actually better at it. My first reactions are the splitter's got way more power than my old one. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Big thing I forget to keep doing is this manual hold down. You know, the old one I had was spring loaded. You didn't have to worry about it. This though gives you that little extra power when you have your last log and you might have about 6 inches hanging onto the infeed. You can really crank down on it, which straightens, you know, the balance of that log out so you can get a good cut on it. My immediate reactions: I like the controller, the joystick, and I like the buttons for the saw and the perfect split. They have a satisfying feel to them. I can find them good with my fingers. They have a nice click. I am not digging the 3 buttons on top for the lock for the tray, the manual split, and the oops button that I would call it. I can't find them with my glove on, and they have a very vague push to them. I am craving something more of a spring-loaded button, you know, that you can push and you know exactly if you pushed it. Because I've pushed on it a couple times and it didn't engage. That would be one thing I would like to see changed on this. And there are some counterintuitive things. For instance, here, you know, I see green. To me, that says go, but green here means stop. So this, you know, the green button stops the ram, but you know, it doesn't bring it back. You have to hit it a second time. I would like to see a genuine oops button where it's easy to get to. You just hit it and it stops the ram and just brings it back. You know, I stop it and then I don't know what I'm doing. I hit the yellow button, but it makes the ram go through again, you know, and I want it to come back. Now that is a lot where I just got to get familiar with this machine. But I think, just generally speaking, this thing is just way more powerful. The saw is faster, the splitting is just way more powerful, and this is the kind of machine I'm looking for to position me as I go forward. You know, when I look at where I started with a Poulin and a pickup, when you go from a hydraulic splitter to a super splitter to a processor and then a bigger one like this, it just increases your ability to execute a game plan, and that's what I'm trying to do here long term. Ohio wood burner, guys, I am not fooling around. You know, I feel like I'm onto something, and I ain't gonna back off of this. We are going forward. But we got some very nice looking firewood, guys. I'm liking it. And I will get this stacked, I'll get the table loaded again, and we'll just do it all over again. If you are digging the 405, leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about it. All right, guys, I hope everyone has a great day.